Now, more of Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Policy Institute, the only show directly addressing the problems and solutions for Illinois. Now, from AM 560, here's Dan Proft.
Joe Kaiser and Eric Cohn back on this edition of Illinois Rising, filling in for Dan Proft while he's out on vacation for the holidays. And Eric, 2016 ended kind of with a major storyline, or a storyline similar to something that was pretty major in national politics. A lot was made of Hillary Clinton's private email server, and we heard about emails being dumped on Fridays at 5 o'clock by the State Department constantly through the summer. Mayor Rahm Emanuel, affectionately called often on this show by Dan Proft as Tiny Dancer, had a email dump in response to a Freedom of Information Act request from the Better Government from BGA. And there's some interesting stuff in there, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I think it gives you an insight into the way that these people operate. I mean, for me, I think it's sometimes the more mundane stuff is almost the most telling.
Right.
So a major campaign contributor was asking Mayor Emanuel to close down a portion of Monroe Avenue, downtown, right off Michigan Avenue, for his daughter's wedding. That had gone through all of the supposedly appropriate channels and been told no because you want to close Monroe downtown, which is just a crazy idea. But you think that they have this idea of such special privilege and access that he's emailing the mayor directly and saying, "Hey, can you do something for me?"
Right, stuff that maybe isn't necessarily criminal, but shows kind of the way that business is done in the city.
Culture.
The culture, yeah, the Chicago way,
Right.
more or less. And one thing that was really interesting in there is this idea, Mayor Emanuel kind of toying with the idea of taking a concept that hasn't really worked from Springfield, and that is having a lottery citywide in Chicago to address the broken finances of the city, as if this is the one idea, not the property tax increases or the water and sewer tax or the plastic bag tax or any other concept that he came up with. The citywide lottery would be the thing to fix the broken pension systems in the city of Chicago.
Well, it's telling to you that the first idea that these people go to is that the city should be running another numbers game. That's the way that we're going to solve our way out of this whole problem. But I mean, this demonstrates just how unserious these people are about the problems that are facing Chicago. That you have, structural budget problems, you have pension problems, you have the Chicago public school system. And their answer to it is, truthfully, in my opinion, predatory. It is a system, a lottery system, a citywide lottery system. Now, to go along with the state-run lottery system, that all it really is in truth is a self-imposed tax on people who don't want to do math. And this is the way that they think that they're going to fix all the city's problems. And you know what? People should realize that they've heard this story before. If you go back to the institution of the Illinois State Lottery, the promise that was made there is, well, we'll start doing this, and we'll never have to worry about education funding ever again. And within a couple of years, they had to come back and say, well, so that didn't work, so we're going to need to keep dumping income tax dollars from the state coffers into public education. It's a lie, and it shows how completely unserious they are in facing the problems, not only facing the state, but definitely the city of Chicago, that need major restructuring. And instead, we're getting scratch-off tickets as the solution for everything.
It's a lie, but it's something that they keep coming back to. I mean, the Cook County and the city of Chicago, they want you to run red lights. They want you to buy lottery tickets. They want you to buy cigarettes in the county. They want you to buy soft drinks, which they just impose a tax on. It's not this idea of we want better health, or we want safer roads, or we want people to not drink large soft drinks. They want you to, it's like you said, predatory government. It's going after people that can't do math, one, but also people who you can't just raise a tax on everybody and be politically viable.
It's so duplicitous. It's duplicitous too,
Yeah.
because take the soda tax for instance. On one hand, they're saying, oh well, the benefits for people's health are going to be great because we're going to increase the price of buying a soda. Fewer people are going to drink soda, and that's going to be better for them. Which is ignorant on a whole number of levels, because we don't know what, even if you can tax it at a rate that pushes people to something else, we don't know what the alternative is going to be. It could be Monster energy drinks. We don't really know. But on the other hand, they're also saying, well, we're going to raise all of this revenue through taxing it. So on one hand, you're admitting that what you tax, you get less of. Okay, let's apply this a little wider. So if you tax work, income, do you get less work? Let's continue with this thought here. But you're exactly right. The city of Chicago, they want to profit off of the poor mistakes, the vices of the residents of the city, which is predatory, just the same way that the idea of a lottery to fix things in this city is predatory as well.
Right, and you can't budget for anticipated revenue from red lights and for soda, and then at the same time say, I can't wait for people to drink less soft drinks, to not run red lights. They don't go hand in hand. And just to kind of put some numbers on how the city of Chicago has been this predatory big government, under Mayor Rahm Emanuel, the average family in Chicago now, compared to when he took office, is paying $1,700 more per year in taxes. And we've listed some of them: the massive property tax increase last year, water and sewer tax, plastic bag tax. But what's interesting about this is he came in kind of as a reformer, or had the idea of being a reformer, and he even said on his election night speech in 2011 that we need to confront the budget deficit that threatens our future. This is a direct quote from Rahm Emanuel in that speech. Not by burdening Chicago families with more taxes they cannot afford, but by reinventing city government so city government works for the taxpayers. I don't think there's much different about city government, county government, or state government, and I don't think it's necessarily working for the taxpayers.
It's almost like there's a fundamental disconnect between the kinds of things that people like Rahm Emanuel say and the kinds of things that people like Rahm Emanuel actually do.